All right, so this is actually Dead Man Canyon, and I'm gonna do my best not to become a dead man today. All right, 7,300 foot elevation. We are about a little more than halfway there. So if you haven't noticed, the sun is getting lower on the horizon. But take a look right here. That is some kind of a paw print, and it's fresh. And I'm pretty sure it's a mountain lion. But just in case it is mountain lion, I put my firearm on the outside of my jacket instead of the inside because I don't know what's gonna happen. Like I said, if anything happens out here, help is not coming. I am my only help. We've reached our goal and have made it to the Hidden Forest cabin. I'm Steve from Las Vegas, and these are my adventures. Those who know me know that I hike alone over extremely dangerous and remote terrain to investigate mysteries, disappearances, and reports of strange paranormal occurrences. The disappearance of Kenny Veach has been a frequent focus of my adventures. Kenny disappeared in the Sheep Range Mountains about 8 years ago and has not been seen or heard from since. He was searching for a mysterious cave he once found that he said had supernatural properties. I've scoured the mountain range, but this year I said we're going deeper than ever before. 40 miles from the nearest civilization and a 5-mile hike over mountainous terrain is an old cabin deep in the Sheep Range Mountains where Kenny disappeared. Is it possible Kenny stopped at the cabin? If you check Google Earth, so here's Las Vegas. Hidden Forest cabin is right there. And you can see the Hidden Forest trailhead here and the cabin here. That's about 5 miles. Now I've got Wild Horse Pass marked because this is where Kenny Veach, his mine was somewhere in this area where he left his keys and his cell phone. So you know Kenny Veach was here. Now between Wild Horse Pass and the Hidden Forest cabin is about 6 miles. So knowing Kenny like everybody does, he in theory could have hiked, left his cell phone and keys here at Wild Horse Pass and hiked to Hidden Forest cabin. Or he could have came down here and came up here to the trailhead and hiked to Hidden Forest cabin. It's all within the realm of possibilities. Did Kenny Veach somehow make it to the cabin? Can the cabin sustain life? Let's head out there and find out. Sunday, July 15th, Desert National Wildlife Refuge. It's only 2 weeks into the new year, 2023, and I couldn't wait to get back out here. Now, if you remember, our last video was hiking through the steamy jungles near Cancun, Mexico on the Yucatan Peninsula. Today is going to be a sharp contrast to that. The weather right here is 51 degrees and breezy. It's actually perfect weather for hiking. Just put on a jacket, a light jacket, and you're good to go. But I've got my extreme cold weather gear. The reason is, look on top of those highest peaks out there. Yep, that's snow out there. And if you see those clouds, that means it's still snowing. We're out here investigating the disappearance of Kenny Veach, a man who disappeared 8 years ago after hiking into these wilderness. So where we're going today is the Hidden Forest cabin. That's a cabin that is rumored to be deep in the Sheep Range. It was built in the 1930s and it is about 80 years old. This cabin is fully stocked and the National Park Service keeps it as a possible refuge for hikers who get caught out there. I hope you don't get caught out there, but it is 5 miles each way to the cabin, about 5 miles from the trailhead. So it's a long ways. And because it's at the 75-foot level, I do expect to see some snow out there. So this is why we've got Matterhorn boots, which are specifically designed for that. I've got the full cold weather gear, polypropylene liners, snowmobile gloves and everything. And we're gonna head out there and see if we can make it all the way to the cabin. It's a long ways, it's 5 miles each way. Never been out there, so I don't know how well the hike is, and if it's demanding, strenuous, or if it's deep snow, but we're gonna give it a shot. So without further ado, let's saddle up and hit the road and get out there.
Here's the trailhead for Hidden Forest Trail. Now you may notice that I'm not wearing my usual desert outfit. Actually, I am. That's under here. This is a military issue Gore-Tex jacket, military issue Gore-Tex pants. Got the military issue polypropylene top under this, and the reason is I got this issued by the U.S. military, U.S. Army, about 30 years ago. And to this day, it is still the absolute best I have found for cold weather gear. This Gore-Tex is thin, it's lightweight, it is waterproof, it is very warm, it has a liner inside, and with the polypropylene top, it is absolutely fantastic for cold weather. Now, you don't see any snow around here. Why am I wearing extreme cold weather gear? Well, up there on the mountain, I don't know if you can see it from here, it's snow. Now, this cabin we're going to is at about the 7,500 foot level, so I can almost guarantee we're going to run into some snow. So we don't need it today. The weather's fine, 51 degrees. It's going to be a little warm, but I'll tell you what, if something happens, we get caught here overnight, this gear I'm wearing is going to be a lifesaver, not a lifesaver, a lifesaver. Now, I don't know if you can see, but there's a vehicle over here. It's a four-door sedan, relatively low to the ground. Honestly, it's a rough road. I don't know how we got out here. The vehicle may have been there for a while because it doesn't look dusty or dirty, and I know it rained last night, so it could have been here a while. It's a little strange, but he made it, and the reason it's strange is because on the way out here, I saw a guy in a Dodge Challenger, and he was going much further than he could have. Let's take a look. So that guy actually tore his front bumper off. He was going like 5 miles an hour and finally pulled over to let me pass. He had tore his front bumper off because he was going where he shouldn't have gone in a hot rod. So a vehicle like that, best to stay on the road. I mean, kudos for coming out here, bringing your girlfriend and dogs and everything, but in a car like that, don't bring it out here. You need a high clearance vehicle. There are serious when they say high clearance vehicle. So at any rate, we're here because we do have a high clearance vehicle. Hopefully we've got all our gear. I've got water, food, ham radio, cell phone, full charge and everything, and a couple extra GoPro batteries. We're looking at about a 5-mile hike each way. This is going to be a monster. Now, I said this year we're going deep, and we are deep. This is about 40 miles from the nearest gas station. It's about 20 miles farther than we usually go. If you haven't subscribed yet, see that little button right down there? Click that and hit subscribe, because I guarantee you're going to want to see the videos that we have planned this year. This is just the first of many. January 15th, and I couldn't wait to get out here. So without further ado, if you're ready, get your gear on, let's saddle up, and let's head out there and see if we can find that hidden forest cabin.
Now, one of the new pieces of equipment I have is the Streamlight Pro 90X. This is an upgrade to my old Streamlight Pro 90, which I lost in Mexico at some of the security checkpoints. This one is the rechargeable model, and instead of 1,000 lumens, it is, well, instead of 500 lumens, it's 1,000 lumens, and I can tell you right now, it's extremely bright. Rechargeable. Looking forward to using this, but I don't see any reason we'll use it today. There are some caves out there, so it's good to have a flashlight, and at any rate, we'll pack this up and bring it with us. Now, maybe overkill, but I brought snowmobiling gloves because it may be extreme cold up there. So they won't fit in my backpack. I'm packed to the gills, so I'm going to have to carry them or somehow tie them on my body, which is fine. Now, one thing I'm going to mention about this car here. There's my truck, and look at the tires, how dusty they are. You can see maybe a little bit of dust on the side of the running boards. Look at this car over here. It's not dusty at all. The tires don't look that dusty. It looks like it's just been washed, and that moisture on top of the car looks like it's been here overnight. So more than likely, whoever drove this car out there is still out there somewhere. So I'm just going to peek really quick inside. I don't see anybody here. I just want to make sure there's not a body in there, and there's not. I do see a dog bed in there, so maybe it's somebody. I don't know if you can't see because of the reflection, but at any rate, it looks like dog bed in there. Somebody had a pet in the back, so somebody and their dog may have been out here, and with this moisture on top, they may have been spent the night out here. So I hope this does not turn into a situation where I find a body. So whoever is out here, like I said, because there's water on top of the car and it rained last night, I believe this car was here overnight, so they're camping out here somewhere. But a car like that, you don't really bring camping. It's just very unusual. So we're going to keep our eyes peeled and see if anybody's run into this person out there. And the most likely place that they would be is the Hidden Forest cabin. And that's where we're going today. Here's a little history. The Hidden Forest Trail. I'm just going to kind of slowly go down here. You can pause the video if you want to read any of this stuff. But basically, historians believe that the game warden cabin was originally built in 1931 and 32 and used by hunters, trappers, and prospectors. And just down the cabin, you can see the rested remnants of a 28 Chevy vehicle. Vehicles could reach this cabin 80 years ago, long before floods and landslides, and it was added to the National Register of Historic Places in '75. Now, that's where we're going to go, the Hidden Forest cabin, and whoever owns this vehicle may very well be there. So without further ado, let's head down this trail and begin the long, almost 5-mile trek to this Hidden Forest cabin, and hopefully we can make it out there. All right, so this is actually Dead Man Canyon, and I'm going to do my best not to become a dead man today. Hidden Forest Trail, open to hiking only, no vehicles beyond gate. Wiregrass Springs, 4 miles. So yeah, like I said, it's about 4 to 5 miles to this cabin, and for those saying, well, you know, take a motorcycle, drive out there, take a drone, no vehicles beyond gate, hiking only, and of course drones are not permitted out here. So that is it, and you can see the vehicles out there. Here we go, here goes nothing. 5 miles each way. It's going to be a long day. So as the trail starts out, we're actually going on a downhill incline into this little valley. You can see the ground's been disturbed by footprints, a lot of footprints. So people, animals hiking out here make this trek. And I did a Google Earth recon before we came out. So this valley should be about a mile long until it starts getting narrow. But I don't know how the terrain is. A mile on, well, 5 miles on flat terrain is easy. Something like this is not a big deal. But if it starts getting rough out there, that it's going to complicate things. So, like I said, I'm going to go as far as I can, but as always, I am alone. There is nobody around, and I don't want to get myself into a situation I can't get out of. So that's why we're heading out here, and we're going to be careful. Let's keep going. All right. First set of signs, Hidden Forest Trail. There it is in Spanish. Now, I'm not gonna read these off, but you can pause the video, take a look. But through this gate is the Hidden Forest Trail. So let's go out there and see what we can find. You can see those clouds, and I don't know if you see the glare, the snow up there on those mountains. It's really not much higher than where we are. And it's supposed to be a 2,000 foot elevation gain for this hike, so I do fully expect to run into some snow. Now I'm unzipping my jacket a little bit, and I still just have these surgical or vinyl gloves, which are excellent glove liners, instead of full gloves out here because it's really not that cold. 45 degrees maybe. And I'm kind of starting to work up a sweat. But like I said, if something happens and we get stuck out here overnight, we're gonna need every bit of cold weather gear we have. All right, so this is somewhat similar terrain to that Black Gate video we did, where it's kind of an open wash, but it's an uphill. So it's challenging walking up this. The good thing is, after hiking 5 miles to this cabin, it's gonna be tough coming back. So it looks like it's going to be mostly downhill, which is fantastic. But getting out there, these high elevations, uphill inclines, wearing us out a little bit. So we're just going to keep on going as far as we can. Hopefully make it all the way to that cabin. And for the record, this will be the longest hike we've ever done. 10 miles. Let's keep on going. Now I knew there was going to be some caves out here. We've come across our first one up there. I don't know if it's a mine or a cave, but you can see the tailings at the base, a little entrance. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna walk up there, at least stick the GoPro in with the light on, and see what's inside. Now remember I mentioned there's rumors that there was once a cave out here packed with electronics that evidently the military came and removed when it was found. Just a rumor that somebody posts online. So any cave I see, I'm gonna check. So let's go up there and check this one. Now you see these caves on the hill, and they look easy to get to. A lot of times you may say, why don't you just walk up there and check it out? Well, look at this climb here. It's not easy just to walk up there. You don't want to exert too much energy So I got damn near 10 miles ahead of me today. But I am gonna come up here and see if there's anything inside this cave. Almost there. Right around this bush, I think. Yeah, right up there. Oh, all right. Pocket cave. Nothing here. Oh, yeah, just a pocket cave. But it would have made a good shelter if we got stuck out here at night, even though it's close to the trailhead. Oh. Let's head back down and keep going. Just come back down, I can see a little trash. There's a chapstick tube somebody dropped, and I saw like a can down here. So people who do drop trash out here, it's terrible. I take everything with me when I leave. Yeah, there's a can over there. But some people drop trash. I keep thinking about that vehicle we saw out there, that sedan. It's clearly been here overnight, and I suspect it's a female driving it, simply because, well, call me sexist, I don't care, but I don't see a guy putting a little dog bed in the back of a sedan like that, a Lincoln, and driving out here for a hike. It's possible. It's possible, anything possible, but I'm just trying to think who this could be. You know, you never know what you're gonna find out here, so it really doesn't matter what the gender is. I just hope I find them alive, if we do find them at all. All right, it's about a mile on the clock right there. I'm trying to take a rest when my heart rate hits 150 beats per minute. I don't need a heart attack out here. 1 mile on the clock, 400-foot elevation, 28 minutes. So this bush right here will be our 1 mile marker. We've got about 3.5 miles to go, and there's a lot to see out here. Now the snow looks like maybe 100 foot higher than us, so it's not going to be long. We're going to be at the snow level, and that cabin I imagine will be quite a bit of snow, so we'll see. So it's a little bit slower going because it is an uphill incline, and I'm trying not to push myself too hard because I've got food and water, but not an unlimited supply. I don't want to get myself in over my head, so I'm taking it easy, just a leisurely stroll, and coming back should be easier. Now I've removed the beanie cap just because it was getting too hot, so I'm trying to cool off a little bit. Weather's probably mid-40s and 40 degrees out here. Perfectly fine for hiking as long as you keep moving, but you sit, you're gonna get cold. So that's why I've got full cold weather gear, in case something happens, we get stuck out here. Let's keep on going. Got about 1.25 miles on the clock, and we're coming to the mouth of the valley. So got just over 3 miles to go. Probably gonna be all uphill. It may start getting rugged, but I'm gonna do my best to make it out there. But again, I don't want to get myself into something I can't get out of, so if I start feeling sick, tired, dizzy, or anything like that, I'm gonna turn around and slowly start coming back. But as of right now, I'm perfectly fine. I'm in shape, I'm experienced, and we should be able to make it. All right, you can see a little bit of snow right up there. So we're getting close to snow level, so it's not much further along as we head in this valley. I keep thinking about that vehicle we saw, and more than likely somebody spent the night out here. Probably at the cabin, that's the only place I can think of, but if they are in a survival situation, depending who it is and they're armed, do not underestimate the will of a human being to survive. Would somebody shoot us for our food and gear? Yeah, they would. Zero doubt about that. So let's just hope that whoever it is not in a survival situation and is of sound mind where they wouldn't do something like that. But in that sort of a situation, that's precisely why we carry a firearm on our trips. So if it is somebody who needed help, I'll do our best to help them. And otherwise, let's keep on going, see what we can find. Hopefully there is somebody out there, and well, maybe they had car trouble and got a ride from somebody else. I don't know. There's cell signal at the trailhead, but if they are out here and we find them, I pray that they're okay. Let's keep on going. All right, I know we're on the right track, so I just checked the GPS. Probably a quarter of the way there, which is a little disheartening. It's been on the trail for an hour, so like I said, I'm gonna do my best to get there, but I'm not gonna overexert myself. So if we have to turn back, I'm gonna do so. But I am gonna try to get out there as far as I can. I just don't know what the terrain's like. Never been here before. Just keep going. All right, the canyon's starting to narrow. I did find a little cave or enclave here we're gonna check out. I don't think it goes in very far, even goes down, but we're here, we're gonna check it out. It's just pocket caves, so caves like these from a distance look like they go in, but they don't. It'll make a good shelter at night. So that car we saw on the way in, if it is something in a survival situation, I want to make sure I check these little pocket caves in case something happened and they're there. Because the best thing to do in a survival situation, well, in the summer heat, is take shelter during the day and hike at night where it's cool. But when it's cool like this, who knows? So that's why we're checking every nook and cranny that we come across. Let's keep on going. Not even halfway there. But we're gonna do our best to get there today. All right, so for those keeping score, 1.56 miles, 650 foot elevation gain, 45 minutes. And yeah, I am still wearing these vinyl gloves. They're actually working out great. Now, 700 foot elevation gain. Here's our first patch of snow we've come across. And I expect the snow to be pretty thick once we get out there. So it is starting to get cold. I'm hot, I'm sweating a little bit, but I'll tell you what, with the wind, I can feel in my head, I'm glad I'm wearing cold weather gear, because I think I would definitely need it out here. So let's keep going. There's snow up on the hills up there. It's gonna get deeper the higher elevation we go. You can see little patches of snow. There's another one right there. And yeah, let's keep on going. Thankful for my cold weather gear at this point. And let's do this. All right. Mile and 3/4, clearly somebody's been here recently. Here's an orange peel. I'm not sure it's considered littering since it's natural, but somebody obviously was eating an orange coming this way, so that more than likely is our vehicle driver for that vehicle we saw at the trailhead. Still seeing little intermittent patches of snow, more orange peel there. They may have stopped here for lunch to take a break. I don't see anything else around here, no bodies or anything. So yeah, just we're gonna keep on going. And like I said, if we do run into this hiker, whoever drove that vehicle, I hope you find them alive. We're walking a little draw here. Water was clearly flowing here not too long ago. You can see the snow, the ground's frozen, noticeably colder here. And snow up on those hills up there. So let's keep on going and get to this cabin. Almost halfway there. Come across a boot print. I can't tell which direction it's going. It looks like it could be going the other way, but I really can't tell. It also looks like there could be two. There's one there and one there. So somebody's been through here probably not too long ago. Can't tell if that's our hiker for that vehicle we saw at the trailhead, but at any rate, let's keep on going. Oh, and here's a rock cairn. So somebody clearly put that there as well. Don't see anything else of interest around here. Definitely different terrain than what we're used to, but it is in the same general vicinity here in the Desert National Wildlife Refuge. Keep going. Keep your eyes peeled for anything I missed. And up there, I think at that kind of V, that's the halfway point, I think. We'll check the GPS up there. All right, I'm seeing more tracks here, and they do look slightly rounded and not narrow like bighorn sheep. so I can't tell what animal, but just in case it is mountain lion, I put my firearm on the outside of my jacket instead of the inside, because I don't know what's going to happen. Like I said, if anything happens out here, help is not coming. I am my only help. Let's press on. All right, starting to see a lot more snow and a lot more footprints. I see bighorn sheep or mountain lion. I also see people. I see footprints look like they're going this way, and I see footprints look like they're coming out. So, did that hiker make it out of here? I can't tell. Now, it rained last night in the valley, so it should have snowed up here, but I don't know if it's actually snowing at this point. So these footprints, it's hard to tell how old they are, but next to mine, it looks like these footprints may have been here a while, because you can see what a fresh footprint looks like. And it looks like they're about a size 12 too. Male perhaps. Here's another one, and look at the size compared to mine. This may have been a smaller, either smaller person, female perhaps. Really hard to say. But I can't really tell how long they've been here. We're gonna keep going. You can see a lot more snow on the ground, and it's getting colder, but we're gonna press on. We're almost at the halfway point. Well, it's getting a little rough going, so I'm gonna try to jump this little tiny ravine. Careful while I don't lose my balance. Yeah, not a big deal. So, no sign of that mountain lion or whatever animal's footprints that was. But the only thing that worries me about mountain lions are cats. And unlike dogs, you make a cat angry, it will stalk you and come after you no matter how big you are. So I don't want to encounter a mountain lion. Let's get through this obstacle here. Get up the small hill, small frozen hill, and keep on going, because I think that's the halfway point in that valley. All right, quick check of Gaia GPS. We're about halfway there, a little less than half. So as you can see, there's a lot more snow on the ground. So I'm glad I have these military issue Gore-Tex Matterhorn boots. The Gore-Tex are insulated. I've worn them out in the desert before, but this environment here is exactly what they're designed for. So we're gonna keep going. It's cold. I'm seeing a lot of animal footprints, some people footprints. I think these footprints are over 24 hours. So if there is a mountain lion, if those are mountain lion, I hope it's moved on. Snow's getting a little thicker, and I feel fine. All right, I'm, like I said, about 2 point something miles and 2 miles some change. And yeah, let's keep on going. All right, another footprint. This looks like a, well, it's smaller than my shoe, but looks like a running shoe, not a hiking boot. But you never know. Looking around, see patches of snow here and there. And that pass right up ahead is, I believe, the halfway point. Let's keep going. I'm seeing a lot more snow. And the footprints they're following, they really don't look fresh. So I don't think there's anybody here recently. 24, 48 hours, maybe even more. Hard to say. Now here's one set of footprints going in, and I'm not seeing any coming out. So it could very well be our hiker for that vehicle we saw at the trailhead. And I only hope if we find him alive. It's noticeably colder here. It's the higher elevations we're going. And it's glad I got this cold weather gear. So we're almost the halfway point, and I'm gonna press on. I feel okay. I feel like I can make it the whole way. Coming back should be downhill, and let's keep going. Those keeping score, 83, 84 minutes. Our heart rate's 128 beats per minute, so I'm trying to slow down a little bit. 1,100, almost 1,200 foot elevation gain at 2.6 miles, which means we're pretty much at the halfway point to that cabin. And I'm gonna do my best to make it today. You can see we've already hit some snow. I've got Gore-Tex boots, Gore-Tex pants, Gore-Tex outer shell, Gore-Tex parka. And as far as warmth goes, I'm perfectly fine. I'm toasty warm in this stuff. So let's keep on going. And it's all uphill, but I'm gonna try to make it to that cabin today. I've got 11:30 So maybe 1 p.m. we'll make it there. And then 2, 3, 4, maybe get a trailhead by 4 p.m., which the sun will be going down, but it'll be fine. So barring any events or dizziness or anything else, I'm gonna try to make it the whole way today. Let's keep going. About 2 miles left. All right, this is the longest hike we've ever done. I feel okay. I think I can make it, but I'm gonna tell you what, make a deal with you. We left the trailhead at 10. My goal is to get back at 5 p.m. So whenever we reach the 3.5 hour end point, that's 10, 11, 12, 1, 1:30, no later than 2 p.m. If we're not at the cabin by 2 p.m., I'm turning back, just to make sure we get back before dark. Now I can sleep at the cabin. I'm equipped for it. I've got survival gear, but I prefer not to. So like I said, whenever we hit that 3.5 hour mark into the hike, we're gonna turn back. We should be at the cabin by then, but just in case we're not, I'm gonna play it safe and turn back at the 3.5 hour mark, and we'll just have to come back during the summertime or the spring when the weather's a little bit better, maybe get an earlier start, because we did start at 10 a.m. instead of our usual 5, 6, 7 a.m. So let's keep going and do our best to get to that cabin today. All right, actually a little more halfway there, come across some sort of a sign. No campfires allowed. Last thing, it needs a forest fire here, but I don't think it's a huge issue here in the snow, but nonetheless, I'm not going to be starting any campfires unless it's a survival situation, but let's hope it doesn't happen. So let's press on in this frigid, snow-covered environment. We probably have maybe 1,000 more feet to go, so I imagine the snow will be pretty heavy towards the cabin. And as of right now, we're following footprints that I'm assuming go to the cabin. So let's keep on going and make it there. Okay, for those keeping score, hour and 40 minutes on the clock, 1,300 foot elevation gain, officially gone 3 miles, which means we have less than 2 miles to go. I really think I can make it, and I think I can make it in a reasonable hour. Now you can notice there's a lot more snow up here. Elevation has gone up 1,300 feet, and we still have more. I've heard this cabin is a 2,000 foot elevation gain hike. So the snow is probably gonna get thicker and deeper the closer we get. For right now, this is manageable. I've got top-notch boots and gear. Even though they are about 20 to 30 years old, I can assure you they're still very relevant for this environment. So let's keep on going, see if there's anything interesting along the way, and make it to this cabin. We've got less than 2 miles to go. Oh yeah, that was the hikers. 2 of them, male, female, and a dog. So yeah, they're perfectly fine. They did camp out here. They said they did not go to the cabin. Well, they didn't sleep at the cabin, but they went there. And they said it's a good 2.5 miles there. So they seem like okay folks. They're perfectly fine. I'm glad I didn't run into somebody in a survival situation. So that's kind of a relief. The good thing is, should be able to follow our footprints the whole way. So like, yeah, they said 2.5 miles to get there, but by my estimate, it's a little bit less. Maybe 1.5 miles, 2 miles. So you can see their footprints here in the snow. We'll just kind of follow that. And I'm thankful that we did run into them. And they're perfectly fine, them and their dog. So let's keep on going and get to that cabin. All right, so for the record, this is what the footprints of 2 people and a dog looks like. See, a dog might be dragging his feet a little bit. But he's wearing a sweater, seemed to be doing all right. I personally wouldn't have brought a dog out here in the snow, but I think it seemed all right, I guess, I don't know. At any rate, we'll follow the footprints and keep on going to that cabin. By my calculation, we're about halfway there, so yeah, 2.5 miles, they could be right. You could see we're the 7,100 foot elevation, and about halfway there. So let's keep on going. I still think we could do it today. I think they can come out here and spend the night. I think we can make it to the cabin. Let's keep on going. 3.5 mile mark. Snow is several inches deep here. It's cold. I keep moving, so my body heat is can actually keep me warm, as is these Gore-Tex clothes. But I'll tell you what, if I did not have cold weather gear, I would have turned back. I'd be freezing. It's cold up here. We're following the footsteps of those hikers we saw in this snow that's getting progressively deeper the higher elevation we go. We're gonna press on. GoPro battery, first one's almost done, so I'm gonna stop up here a little bit and swap batteries. But so far I feel fine. I'm getting hungry. I'm trying to make it a little bit of that cabin for lunch. And hopefully we can turn back and get back to the truck before dark. But this hike's gonna be a big one. Let's keep going. I'm out at 3.6 miles right now. The Google Earth recon that I did, where I mapped the trail, the exact trail to this cabin, is about 4.6 miles, which means by my calculation we got a mile left, which I think we could do no problem. So hopefully that's the case. And so we're getting a little hungry. Once we get to the cabin, we'll have lunch there. And downhill is all downhill going back, so we should be fine. But I'm gonna keep moving because it's cold, and I'm gonna start getting cold if I stay standing still too much. Just leaving a little trail of breadcrumbs, so I know this is where we came through. Let's keep on going. Good healthy mile, if not 2 to go until we reach this cabin. We can take a lunch break and do the 5 mile or so trek back. All right, looks like we got an obstacle to get around. No problem. All right, quick battery swap on the GoPro, and to take off the gear to do so, I'm trying to balance my backpack on these shoes so it doesn't get covered in snow. I just want to avoid getting things wet if at all possible. So fresh battery, and that's where we gotta go, following the path. So let's put the gear back on and keep on going. Battery swap complete. Let's keep on going. You may notice I'm not actually wearing my heavy snowmobiling gloves. I still have these kind of crappy vinyl gloves, so my hands aren't cold. They're perfectly fine. I'm moving them. Once my hands start getting cold, then I'm going to put the gloves on. Let's keep moving. All right, so my vinyl gloves, I've about had it, and there they are. Taking them off. They've got some holes in them and they're dirty, so I'm leaving them right here. No, I'm not littering. I will get them on the way back, but this is a trail of breadcrumbs, so people know I went this way, and so I know which way I'm coming back, just in case it snows and for some reason these are covered up with the wind or whatever. But I will pick these up on the way back, and what I put on is freeze out glove liners. These are from Cycle Gear. And if you ride a motorcycle, you know about Cycle Gear. It's an awesome place. They are designed for motorcycle riding, the glove liners, and they do all right on their own. So if it gets to a point where these are not keeping me warm enough, I do have these snowmobiling gloves that I'm going to put on, and I've already put them on. And they've got 3M thin slate. I can tell you right now, these are warm. These are perfectly going to be perfectly fine out here. So with this glove swap and battery swap being done, a little bit of a rest in doing so, let's keep going. Hopefully we got about a mile or so left. Snow's getting thicker, which makes it a little harder, especially since it's uphill. But here's a rock cairn, snow cover rock cairn somebody built clearly before the snowfall. So we know we're on the right track. Hopefully we have a mile or so left, because I'm getting tired and I could go for a lunch break. I see one set of footprints going this way and one set going this way. Eeny, meeny, miny, mo. That's the way I'm gonna go. Well, that's it. All right, footprints, yes, but not from today, clearly. So maybe they went another way. What I'm looking for is fresh footprints from those hikers that just came through. And that's this way. But they said they didn't stay at the cabin. And the cabin, I believe, is the other way, not off this way. Oh, looks like somebody relieved themselves there. All right, so I see a rock cairn. I see a campfire. And they said they went to the cabin but didn't stay there, so perhaps this is where they camped. They had a campfire here and maybe set up a tent somewhere. No campfire rules worked out real good for them. But yeah, this may be where they camped. It's cleared away, and maybe over there they set up a tent or something, I don't know. I'm not seeing significant trails around here, so maybe they did the cabin yesterday, came back, and camped here. At any rate, it looks like the other way is the right way to the cabin. So that's the way I'm gonna go. You know, it makes sense because their footprints going the other way are not fresh. So yeah, that looks like what they did. They camped right there. And I think the right way is up here to the left, to the cabin. And that's the way we're gonna go. Onward. I was interested to note this footprints, and I could see what looks like maybe their dog off to the right here. Footprints are a little bit covered in snow, so it looks like they did get a little snow last night. And it was raining down in Vegas Valley last night, so it makes sense it snowed up here. And I think that's where they stayed, is right there in the trees. So keep on going. Hopefully that cabin's not too much further, because the snow is getting a little bit deeper. It's several inches right now, and it's making the hike that much more difficult. For those keeping score, we just hit the 4-mile mark. 2 hours, 18 minutes, 1,600 foot elevation gain. That Google Earth recon we did put that cabin at about 4.6, 4.7 miles. It means about a quarter mile from it. But look at the guy GPS. It looked like we were halfway, so I still think we can make it. I got about an hour and a half to go before we need to turn back. So if I can get to that cabin in an hour and a half, I will. Let's keep going. All right, 7,300 foot elevation. We are about a little more than halfway there, so, and I'm really hoping we have about a mile or so left, because I'm getting a little hungry and I could use a break. Let's keep going. All right, 3/4 mile. No, okay, we've gone about 3/4 of the way there. I just checked the GPS, and it's 12:30 p.m. The deal was 1 p.m. No later than 2 is when we turn back, just because it would get too late. I don't want to get caught out here after dark. And if we have to turn back, then we come back another time when there's no snow, and get an earlier start, because the snow is definitely holding us back. It's tougher to hike in this stuff, and it's getting progressively deeper the more we go. So let's keep on going, get as far as we can, and if I can get to the cabin today, I will. But I can tell you it's gonna be freezing out here tonight, so I do not want to stay here if I don't have to. I don't really have a tent, just an emergency shelter, which will save our life, but won't be very comfortable. Let's keep on going. All right, so if you've been to the Bird and Hike website, you've seen this hike. The guy that does this has several pictures, and that right there is one of the landmarks. I forget the name of it. It's kind of unusual rock outcropping. A lot of unusual rock outcroppings, but that is one of the landmarks. So I mean, yeah, we're on the right path. You can see the mountains are snow covered, and we've got several inches of snow on the ground. which is making this hike a lot more difficult. So high elevations, a late start, and several inches of snow is making things difficult. So the deal was 1:32 p.m. is our turn back time, regardless of whether the cabin or not. So those keeping score, 4 miles, probably more than 4 miles, 1,600 foot elevation gain, 2 hours, 18 minutes so far, and that's it, that's the numbers. So let's keep on going and do our best to get to this cabin. We're just kind of following the footprints of those two hikers and their dog. Came up here last night, I'm assuming. They did get some more snow last night, so the footprints are a little bit covered, but they're fresh enough that we can see where they went. And they did say they went to the cabin, so I know these footprints will eventually lead us there. And plus we checked the GPS, I know we're on the right track. You don't see trees like this deep in the Las Vegas Valley, but this elevation high up in the mountains is very different than this desert we're used to, even though this is the Desert National Wildlife Refuge. Just keep on going. All right, I accidentally paused this, I'm not sure when, but we're probably actually a little further along than what this says. So at any rate, accidentally pressed pause. We're gonna keep going. We'll check the GPS in just a moment here and see how far we are, but we should be getting close. All right, indeed we are getting close. So that's where we are. We're almost to the cabin, hopefully less than a mile. Let's start walking and keep going and get as far as we can. All right, GoPro is designed for extreme environments. So I've dropped it several times and there's a little bit of snow on it, but it should be waterproof by itself. I don't have it in the media mod. I don't have it in the that waterproof case. It's in the media mod. So it should still be waterproof, although I wouldn't dunk it in water, but just a little bit of snow should be all right. Like I said, we just checked the GPS. It's not too much further. This ground right here feels a little flat, so it's a little easier to walk on than that deep snow we're just in. So let's keep going. Try to make it to that cabin. We'll go inside and hopefully have lunch, and then begin the 5-mile trek back to the truck. They should be all downhill. Snow's starting to get deeper. It's almost like cross-country skiing. Coming into a forested area here on the trail. Snow's 4 to 6 inches deep. You see some rock outcroppings here where there is no snow. This would be a fantastic place to build a shelter if you had to spend the night here. Big mountains up there, and you can see we just came. There's the path. That's the way we're going to come back, following our own path. The cabin shouldn't be too much further. Then we'll take a nice break there, have lunch, and start the trek back. I think I can make it. I feel all right. Get about 4.25 miles on the clock, 4.5, I don't know. But the cabin should be less than a mile. Now I got these glove liners on, but my hands are starting to get cold, so it's probably 30s up here, if not colder with the wind chill. So I'm gonna put these snowmobile gloves on in just a little bit if it starts getting too cold. Let's press on and make it. Just taking a quick break here. Admiring this beautiful landscape, beautiful but deadly. We're within a mile of the cabin, I'm pretty sure. And the snow and uphill high elevation is really wearing us out. If you look over there, you can see it. There's some trees that have been chopped down. I wonder if those were used to build the cabin. You can see the stumps that never really grew back. Hard to say. But we're trucking along through deep snow, trying to get to this cabin today. And like I said, we got about a mile or so to get there. You can tell I'm getting tired. That break is going to be good. And even cold freeze-dried food is going to be good too. Keep on going. In case you're wondering, this is the most challenging hike I've ever done. But I'm close, within a mile of the cabin. So I really want to try to make it if I can. I hate to turn back getting this close. And we're close. We are almost there. 7,700 foot level, and we're probably within a half a mile of the cabin. It should just be up here around the bend and a half a mile through the snow. So I'm gonna push it. I'm gonna try to make it, and I really think we can get there. I'm real tired, but I can make a half a mile. We got 6 inches to a foot of snow, and it's really hard to walk. You can see right here in this log how much snow there is. So I'm going to straddle it. Fortunately, I've got waterproof pants, these Gore-Tex pants, and brush as much off as I can. But yeah, we're looking at 6 inches to a foot of snow. The cabin shouldn't be much further. So I'm pushing it to try to make it all the way there. We should be within half a mile. A log or something here. I'm real tired, and I can use that break at lunch once we get to the cabin. Then we'll begin the trek back. Downhill, gravity will be our advantage. Here's a sign of something. No campfires, I guess. Shows you how deep the snow is. Oh my gosh. On the clock. Almost exactly 3 hours, almost exactly 5 miles. 1,800 foot elevation gain. My heart rate's 153 beats per minute, so I'm taking a break to slow down. No campfire sign. That cabin should be right up there somewhere. And then we'll take a well-deserved break, because this snow is deep and it's uphill. So yeah, that rest is going to be good. Let's keep on going. The cabin may be just up ahead. I see a structure. It's not the cabin, it's a newly constructed structure. And I don't know what it is, but I suspect it's there because the cabin is around here somewhere. We'll go check it out. I think I see the cabin. In fact, I'm pretty sure that's it right up there. Oh my gosh. Almost exactly 5 miles on the clock. Okay, I see the cabin just over there. Here's a newly constructed structure. I'm gonna walk over and see what it is. It looks like a restroom or something. I don't know what it is. But that's the cabin. I've come right around 5 miles. And I'm tired, but I can make it. The snow is super deep here. You can see we're sinking in about 6 inches. So let's see what this structure is up over here. And then we'll mosey onto that cabin for a well-deserved break. Okay, this is Troop 678 Eagle Project, Eagle Scouts. And it's a restroom. They built a restroom. Okay, cool. Eagle Scouts built a restroom, and not too long ago either. There's that cabin. I see a picnic table outside. I don't know what's in there. We're almost there. It's cold. There's a wind blowing. You can see how deep my feet are sinking in. But we're here at the cabin. So I'm gonna roll film as we approach it. Picnic tables. How'd these tables get here? Helicopter drop? It would have to been. I can tell you right now, with this wind blowing, it's bitter cold out here. See, it's about a foot of snow on this table, but it appears we've reached our goal and have made it to the Hidden Forest cabin. I just hope it's not locked. Okay. This structure is the property of the United States. and all personnel were not to destroy, deface, disturb, change, interfere therewith under penalty of law, Secretary of the Interior. Let's brush the snow off our shoes and see if we can get inside. Oh. I smell smoke, so somebody may have been here recently and had a fire. Let me turn on this medium mod light, as you can see. Yeah, I think you can see okay. If not, there's a medium mod light. All right, we've got some fuel, almond butter. All right, quick tour of the cabin. Like someone drew an alien there or something on the door. We got some fuel, olive oil, almond butter, kindling, rat trap. I have heard there's rats in here. Some stuff over here. Please do not remove sign and register from plastic container. Rodents live in the cabin. Eat the paper of the sign and register. Thank you and have a great visit. So we'll see if we could sign in. Hand sanitizer, maybe some wipes, cups, sink. I'm sure there's no running water. There's a knife, bottle of JD. Looks like there's might be a half a swig in there. It's kind of pointless. So I thought somebody's nice enough to leave us a bottle of JD, but no such luck. Knife, axe, and a wood stove. So this cabin was built in the 1930s. You can Google Hidden Forest Cabin, Nevada, and see the complete history, but this is it. This is the cabin. Wood burning stove. There's a table here, and here's like a little picnic bench, I guess. So what I'm gonna do now is we're gonna be here for a few minutes. I'm gonna take off my gear, put it on the table over there, and start making my lunch. And we'll be in this cabin for a little bit. But I guess if we had to, we could sleep right here, right on this platform. There's some coat racks where I hang my gear on that, which is nice. And here's, I guess, that axe over there. Somebody was chopping this for some firewood. Take a look and see if I can tell if the stove is hot. The stove is not hot. Let's see if we can open this. There's fire in there, but it does not feel like it was hot. So somebody may have made a fire in there at one time, just not recently, probably not those hikers. And if I had to stay here, I would probably end up making a fire. So thank goodness we do have the survival kit. I don't know what that's there for, but it's more kindling, which is a good thing. Hopefully you can see everything with this medium mod light. Not sure what these are. But anyway, this is it, Hidden Forest Cabin. You see how it was built, people leaving their names. I don't think I'm gonna write my name in here just because that's probably not a good thing to do. Well, that's a matter of opinion, I guess. Ladder up there, and there is a tarp. Over here, some sort of a box. Looks like this is batteries. Maybe somebody had a light in here. Oh, there are lights, look at that. Blue lights, blue and green Christmas lights. How long are those batteries gonna last? We can turn this off if we can. There we go. They're flashing. Hey, how about that, huh? That might be kind of cool. Okay, there. Just turn it off to save battery because, well, you just never know. Anyway, I'm gonna take off my gear and make my lunch. What's the video without little commentary? So here's an axe here that people use to chop this wood in this cabin. You've give you a quick tour, and I'm just about to make my lunch. So it looks like somebody was fortunate to leave some wood. Like I said, a bottle of Jack Daniels. Yeah, it's not much left in here, so it would have been nice if someone left us something to keep warm, but it's just as well. So like I said, what I'm gonna do now, I'm gonna take off my gear, my jacket. Somehow got a rock or something in my shoe. I'll clean that out. And then I'm gonna make my lunch and hang out in this cabin for a little bit, maybe 30 minutes, maybe an hour or so. I've got 1:30 on the clock. I said 2 was our turn back time. So if we're here till 2, even 2:30, I think we'll be fine. And that's about it. So I hope you're enjoying the video. It was almost exactly 5 miles hiking out here, and we got at least that coming back. But it's going to be all downhill, so hopefully it won't be that bad. So let's unpack, have our lunch, and we'll be back in just a minute. Coming over to the kitchen here. Got lasagna and meat sauce on tap and some water. Almond butter, Trader Joe's. So I'm not sure how old that is, but let's see, Best By date. October 2023. That's so good. Which is good. Thanks for leaving this. So in case of emergency, yeah, we can use that. A little bit of olive oil for cooking, I guess. Well, olive oil shouldn't be solid. Maybe not. And a fuel canister, which we didn't have a stove for, so looks like somebody else had some freeze-dried food and left the trash there. Nice. Anyway, let's prepare our food and eat. As my food's cooking, just to let everybody know, if you saw my video from Mexico where the Mexican airport security took my CKRT spork, I do have another one, a bigger one, and I can imagine they would have had a real hissy fit about this one, but screw them, they're there and I'm here, and I'm going to use this to eat my food, and it's got some other tools on it, so really handy. I did forget some hand sanitizer, but it looks like somebody is nice enough to leave some here. And there's some candles as well, so I can light the candles, but it's pointless because it's not going to really create any heat. It's cold in here, and if you look over here on my shirt, you can see that's all sweat, so I'm hoping that'll evaporate quickly because it's making me colder. But food should be just about done, so I'm going to take my lunch and pack up and begin the trek back. I don't want to stay here, but if I do, no doubt we'd have to start a fire. So I do have a lighter in the survival kit that I could use to start a fire if I had to. Yeah, that'd be a lifesaver, but I can tell you right now, I could not imagine sleeping in this cabin. It's freezing out here. I mean, look outside, you could see snow, you could see icicles right there. But yeah, let's eat. And I'll tell you, you haven't lived until you've eaten cold, crunchy lasagna at a hidden cabin 50 miles in the Nevada wilderness, 50 miles from the nearest gas station that you had to hike 5 miles to. Best meal I ever had. All right, so I just finished lunch. One more thing I was going to show you in the cabin. Some drawers here. Some people left some things here. Foil, screwdriver, ball. Over here is something from an MRE, emergency dressing, playing cards, and over here just empty drawer. But yeah, that's it. So that's it for the cabin. It's time to pack up and head back. My hands are freezing because I had my gloves off, and I'll tell you what, I had stopped to take a rest and oh my god, it got cold. It got real cold. So when you're walking and you're working up a sweat, it's no big deal, but once you stop and you know, your kind of sweat-soaked shirt is exposed to the elements, holy crap, it gets cold. But anyway, check these icicles out. And you walk around the cabin here, the other side, just to show you everything. Evidently there's more trails out here, so the snow is about a foot deep here at the cabin. There's some construction materials out back, and yeah, this is it. It's just, it's a very old cabin, 80 years old, 100 years old, so on and so forth. I don't know, but at any rate, there's the sun getting ready to go down. So I'm gonna start this 5-mile trek and at least get out of the snow before dark. The real ordeal wasn't making it here. The real ordeal is gonna be making a home. So let's do this. Okay, we're leaving the cabin. I am wearing the snowmobile gloves. My hands are absolutely freezing and I don't want to get frostbite. So clearly it's much colder out here than initially thought. It's important to note that I didn't realize how cold it was until I stopped for lunch and stopped moving to take that break. So I feel okay. I could probably make it back, but let me tell you this, look around, probably isn't gonna cut it. I'm 5 miles from the trailhead, and not making it back tonight just simply isn't an option. I have to do it. I've got emergency gear here, but quite honestly, I've got my doubts as to how effective it's gonna be because it's freezing out here right now. I'm glad I wore full cold weather gear. My hands are slowly warming up with these snowmobile gloves, and this downhill hike is going much faster than it was on the way in there. We should have footprints to follow all the way. Shouldn't be any snow tonight, but there's a 50% chance by morning, so if all goes well, we'll be back at the trailhead in 2 hours or so. Making good time, and coming back you could see just how deep this snow is. Fortunately, we can follow our footsteps, know exactly where we need to go. These snowmobile gloves, and I've got the hood up on this Gore-Tex, are keeping us really warm. My fingers are definitely starting to warm up, but I can tell you what, we're all there, they're freezing cold. And it just goes to show you, frostbite will set in very quickly out here if you're not prepared. The only thing I don't have is polypropylene pants, but I do have my 511 pants on under these Gore-Tex pants. So that's a good layer. Overall, easier coming out than it was going in. So this snow should get progressively less, and it'll get easier to walk back to the trailhead. Well, we're making good progress. My GPS or my watch is kind of buried here, but I could check right now. 0.80 miles, 19 minutes from where we started the cabin. So we're almost on our first of 5 miles. And these snowmobile gloves are fantastic. I'll tell you what, my hands are no longer cold. They were so cold in the cabin, I kind of felt my fingers starting to get waxy, which is the first sign of frostbite. I haven't, knock on wood, had a cold injury, despite all my time in the military and freezing environments and whatnot, and I don't want to start now, so that's why I have these gloves, and I do have those freeze-out liners that I showed you earlier on as well, so my hands are perfectly fine. Not to mention, I'm walking along at a pretty good pace, so my heart rate's up, my blood's flowing, and I'm not really cold anymore like I was. Well, my shirt may be a little sweaty, it's warm, and we're good to go. It's a slight downhill grade, even though we have several inches of snow on the ground, so that's making things easier. And it's just a matter of doing about 4¼ miles and we're back to the truck, and then it's almost 30-40 miles back to civilization. So yeah, we're way out here, we're deep. Told you it's gonna be an exciting year. If you haven't subscribed already, go ahead and do so. You won't want to miss some of these videos I'm gonna be putting out. If you haven't noticed, the sun is getting lower on the horizon. You can see it reflecting off the snow. So here's that kind of rock feature we pointed out earlier. Again, I forget the name of it, but it's on the hike, Bird and Hike. Just Google Bird and Hike, and you'll see it in one of the pictures. But yeah, sun's going down, and it's going to be dark soon. So I'm trying my best to get back at least to where I park my vehicle before dark. And because I can walk out here in the dark. I mean, I can follow the trail. I got a flashlight. I got the medium odd light. Not a big deal, but I would prefer to be out of here before dark. So I think we can do it. We have, what do we have? 3 3/4 miles or something like that. But a lot of it's in snow like this, and it is on a downhill incline, which is working in our favor. So the path is fairly easy to follow. It's the same way we came up here, and like I said, it's significantly easier coming back. Now in the cabin, I was getting cold. It was getting damn cold because I was just sitting eating my lunch. So since I put on these gloves, I've got this heavy military issue Gore-Tex parka. I'm perfectly fine. I'm not the least bit cold. My face is a little bit cold because that's really the only exposed part of me, but I've got that Oakley beanie cap and the hood for the Gore-Tex on, and it's working fantastic. So I'm just gonna keep marching downhill slowly but surely, get out of here, get back home tonight, and not get stuck here overnight. I know we'll get cold if we stop, but if I had to stay out here, the clothes I'm wearing, I feel like I'd be all right. I don't want to push my luck though. I am alone after all. See, there's no cameraman. It's just me. So let's keep on going and get home safely tonight. Now it's important to note, and I'll say a lot of you folks may ask, why don't you wear a helmet cam? Why do you use that floaty stick for your GoPro? Why do you hold it in your hand? Well, look, when I'm hiking, this is where my eyes are, right down here. I'm watching where I'm going. I'm watching to make sure there's no obstacles. I'm not looking around. I'm just watching where I'm stepping. When I hold the camera up, I can go like this. I can go like this. You can see what I can't see. You can see everything. And out here I could be stalked by a mountain lion and not even see it, and it's just an unfortunate fact that hopefully I can hear it or even see it before it gets close. So you guys watching this, keep your eyes out for anything I missed. Some of you have already pointed out a lot of things. Strange orbs in the sky, shapes in the caves, in the rocks, caves, all kind of strange things. Keep it up, I love it. I love your comments. Now there are a few of you that have posted rude comments, and even some that are downright mean. I mean, who the hell does that? I'm out here. This is real life that happens. I'm out here for you guys. Well, I'm out here for everyone. But these videos are real as they happen, and I want you to feel like you're here with me. So there's really no reason whatsoever to leave a rude comment, which some people have. And I'm all for constructive criticism. I support it. But if you're going to be rude, you're going to be blocked from commenting. And I've had to block about 4 or 5 people already, and that's pretty sad. These videos are meant to be enjoyable. They're stressful. They're suspenseful at times, for me especially. But they're here for your enjoyment. They're here for your entertainment and whatnot. So enjoy the videos, and if you don't like it, if you think I talk too much, mute me and put on your favorite song. But there are some people who like a little narration, and some people want to know what's going on, because you can see what's going on, but hearing what I'm feeling, what I'm thinking, just gives you a whole other sense. So we'll keep on going. Hopefully we'll find those 2 glove liners, or those 2 vinyl gloves we left. We'll pick those up and bring them with us. We're making decent time, and it's easier coming out than it was going in, so I'm hopeful we'll get home before dark. But it's already starting to get dark, as you can see. So I want to show you something real quick. You can see the path where we walked because the snow is disturbed, and it's obviously it's fresh. But take a look right here. That is some kind of a paw print, and it's fresh today, maybe in the last hour or 2. No mistaking it, that's a paw print, and I'm pretty sure it's from a mountain lion. So from there on out, I'm going to keep my eyes and ears open and my firearm ready in case I need it. But yeah, there are mountain lions out here, and hopefully they'll leave us alone. But that makes me nervous because that was fresh. Alright, so here's some more paw prints, and it could be coyote or something else, but I'm fairly certain that's cat. That's a mountain lion. So I've taken off one of my ski gloves and just have the liner in case I need to draw my pistol in a hurry. But yeah, those are fresh, so it was through here recently. And hopefully it's long gone, and hopefully it's afraid of me and it's gone its own way. The last thing I want to do is get torn up by a mountain lion out here, or even have to discharge my firearm and kill one for survival. So we've got a good healthy 3 miles to get back to the truck. And there, like I said, I'm a man of my word, picking up my trash. Let's keep going. There is one interesting question about those mountain lion tracks. You could see them really easily in the snow. What about in the summertime when you can't see them? How close do they really get to you? Interesting question. Yep, we're on the right track. There's the marker. I knew we were on the right track anyway, following these footsteps. All right, for those keeping score, 2 miles, 45 minutes on the clock, which means we got about 3 miles to go. So you can see the sun going down over the horizon up there on top of that mountain. It's gonna get dark soon. And like I said, my goal is to get to the truck before dark, which we should be able to do. But getting caught after dark isn't my idea of a good time, especially if there's mountain lions in the area. We should be about 2 3/4 miles from the trailhead we parked. And while I'll be happy to get out of here tonight safely, I'm always sad to leave this place. Because you can hear the absolute silence out here. The solitude. Nobody's here. No human being is around here for miles. I mean, miles. No human being. And the peacefulness and solitude is almost a religious experience. Something I really love. I mean, during the week you sit in traffic, people cut you off, you sit at the computer, you deal with customers, bosses, whatever, families, people making demands of you. Out here, the only demand you have is to survive. That's it. Nobody's here to make any demands of you. Nobody is here to say anything to you. And it's an experience. It's something you really got to experience to know what I'm talking about. But it's an amazing solitude that I really love when I come up here. And out here in this snowy wilderness, it's even more evident than the place where we usually go. So yeah, almost 2 3/4 miles back to the truck through this. And like I said, I'll be happy to get out. I'll be happy to get home tonight, but I'll be sad to leave. But yeah, it's really awesome out here. It's less and less snow the further down we go. So it's just over halfway there. Just over halfway there, so yeah, you can see less and less snow, and things are getting a little bit easier. Elevation's a little bit lower, and we're still following the footprints of those people that were here. And the more I look at it and see the footprints of that mountain lion, the more I think it might have been those people's dog leaving the footprints. And if that's the case, then the real beast out here isn't a mountain lion. It's those two hikers from making that small dog walk barefoot over jagged rock into the snow. That's people for you. For the most part, we're out of the snow. Still patches here and there, but that'll disappear as we get to the lower elevations. But for now, it's just this rocky rocks we gotta walk over. And we got a good, probably healthy 2.5 miles to get back to the trucks. So it is downhill, that'll help us a lot. And as far as how I feel fine. Evidently, cold, crunchy, freeze-dried lasagna does the trick. So let's keep on going and get back safely. All right, there's the 3 mile mark. You can see 74 minutes since we left the cabin. Heart rate's 136 beats per minute, and yeah, 3.01 miles. Still a little bit of snow on the ground, not too much. Hell, it's almost easier walking down through snow, through soft snow, than these hard rocks. But at least it's a downhill incline, so it's all right. Now, we're about 2 miles from the truck, from the trailhead. 2 miles. And I'm not gonna say if we make it, we have to make it. You can see the sun's gone down, and it's gonna get dark here very quickly. And means it's gonna get colder, and I do not want to be out here when things are like that. So let's keep pressing on. 2 miles, be at the truck, and then go home and treat ourselves to a hot shower and get some rest. I'm pretty sure my legs are gonna be sore tomorrow. So you can see the deep ruts here caused by flowing water through the desert. And I need to get across. I can jump, I can climb, but I'm pretty freaking tired, so I'm looking for an easy way. Maybe through the bushes over here. Normally I would just jump it, but I mean, like I said, I've 2 miles left out of 10. That's what, 8 miles so far we've done today, over rough terrain and snow. Yeah, I'm tired. So I don't want to jump or run or do anything I don't have to do. I want to save my strength to get back home, or at least get back to the truck safely. So I'm brushing through a lot of this stuff here. Something that, you know, I've said I don't like doing because of ticks, but I'm really hoping there's no ticks this time of year. And here's the footprints. So I'm guessing those hikers or somebody came down through here at one point in time, and that's what I'm going to try to do. There, not too bad. Looks like that's where I came on the way out here anyway. So we'll just keep on going, and we'll be there before you know it. Less than 2 miles now. But you see way off in the distance, that valley, that might be the highway or towards Creech Air Force Base. At any rate, where we need to go is out there. Beyond this valley here, about mile and 3/4. So it's a long ways to go still, but we've come a long ways, and it's all downhill. So we'll make it. You can see it's starting to get a little bit dark here, and it may get even darker by the time we get to the truck, and that's fine. I've got flashlights, I got the medium odd light. I'm not afraid, but it's also gonna get colder. That's why I'm trying to get out of here before the sun, or it gets completely dark. Right, 4 miles on the clock since we left the cabin, hour and a half, and that should mean we've got about a mile left. Now, as you can see, the snow is pretty much gone from here, so there's somewhat of a path. I heard something. Somewhat of a path here that we're following along, and it shouldn't be too brutal. And a mile of this stuff with a slight downhill incline should be a piece of cake. Keep in mind, I've got 9 miles today, and the last one is always the hardest. So let's press on, and we'll be there before you know it. Now, this may be a wash, but if you remember, that sign on the way in here said that at one time there was a road out here back in the 1930s, and there's the rusting hulk of a 1930 some odd Chevrolet, which I didn't see out there, and the snow was honestly too deep to go walking around looking for it. So if I come out here again, it'll be in where there's no snow, and we'll see if we can find that old Chevy that may have been buried under snow. I don't know. But at any rate, this probably a wash, or could be the original road that led out here, for those of you asking how things used to get out there a long time ago. And the same could be applied for the Kenny Veach mine. There may have been a road out there at one time, I don't know. And look, by the age of things, I'm guessing maybe that mine was built in the 30s. I don't know. So yeah, it's amazing how things change in time. I mean, when that cabin was originally built, who would have thought that the guy building it would have thought somebody will be hiking out there with a GoPro camera that's recording everything like this, all on a little tiny chip, with a cell phone, GPS, things like that. It's just amazing how things can change, how technology is. I mean, here I am in the Nevada wilderness recording, and people overseas can see my videos with crystal clarity. Yeah, I'm talking about you, LEB, over in Australia. Thanks for watching. Everybody else who joins the channel from other countries, it's appreciated, and I'm glad I'm able to provide this content to you. About a half mile left. Trailhead should be through that gateway up there. All right, we just right now hit the 5 mile mark. Hour 52 minutes, about 2 hours, 5 miles, and that's from the cabin. So you can see there's the gate. From this gate to the cabin is almost exactly 5 miles. And right around this this rocky cliff here should be the trailhead. So I'm not gonna say we made it back, because we're not back yet. But we are definitely close, within a quarter mile of the truck. And I can tell you right now, this hike has been a monster. It feels almost supernatural. It's like leaving one world here where it's rocky and not too cold to another one where it's frigid and snowy. So for those keeping score, 5 miles on the clock, hour 52 minutes. That's from the cabin. You can see it's starting to get dark a little bit. Now here we are at that gateway pass on the way out here, which means the truck is about a quarter mile. And you can see the snowy mountains up there. Maybe you can, maybe you can't, I don't know. But I can tell you right now, it almost feels supernatural. We came out here in the morning, 9 a.m. and the sun was out. We walked out there, and then by 1 p.m. we were in deep snow at the cabin. And here it is 4:15 and the sun's going down, and here we are at almost the trailhead for the truck. So it's almost like going in between worlds. It's a really strange feeling. Let's keep going, we're almost there. At the top of this hill is the trailhead, and hopefully my truck is still there, intact the way I left it. This has been a monster hike. 10 miles out in that valley through deep snow to the hidden cabin. My heavens, what a hike. I want to thank you for joining. Thank you for watching. And if you're a subscriber, I want to thank you for your support. Your subscribers are the reason I do these. Because let's face it, if nobody subscribed to the channel, nobody cared, why should I? I've got other things I could do. Off-roading with the truck, motorcycle riding, target shooting. The chances for outdoor recreation in Nevada are endless. And I've never been much of a hiker, but you guys seem to like these videos, so I keep doing them. But that's it. Thanks again for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. I've got a lot more videos planned this year. Looking for the Kenny Veach mystery. There's an old cave that's on a map that I'm going to try to find. There's a few other hikes out there. There's what I think may be possibly a hidden treasure cache on the way to the Kenny Veach mine. I edited it out of one of my videos because I don't want anybody to see it. But I will take a video going out there and digging it up to see what it is. But yeah, a lot of cool stuff coming up. So if you're not subscribed, by all means do so, and you'll be notified when I post a new video. So we're coming up here. I do see my truck there, so at least the truck is still there. And that's about it. We made it. We survived. And we made it out of Dead Man's Canyon. So until the next time, see you on the next adventure. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the videos, please subscribe to the channel and you'll be notified when I post a new one. All of my videos are unscripted as they happen. I can't promise they'll be exciting, but I can promise they'll be 100% real. My name is Steve from Las Vegas, and these are my adventures.